So the first player I think deserves a place on this list is Mason Mount, a really creative midfielder at Chelsea, a super young player with a load of potential that I think has been recognised this season on the index, but currently doesn't really reflect how much potential he has. He actually has run at around £4 a share at the season. I remember when Chelsea came out fighting with Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount contributing to the majority of their goals. He obviously has decreased since then, and since October he's actually decreased by about a third. So he's currently running at 254, which I think is a steal for a player of such high potential. He started the season rated actually at 12 million euros, I think, on Transfer Market. You can see here his market value has absolutely shot up from 12 up to 45 million right now. And he's just turned 21 years old, so he's still got so much development time ahead. On top of that, he's had 6 caps for England, all in their European qualifiers, and there's a very strong chance that he'll make the squad amongst players such as Maddison, Grealish, and Dele Alli, who all have also been speculated a lot this season as to where their futures lie. But with that, Mason Mount has actually gone under the radar in the last sort of 2-3 months. Obviously his form has dipped a little bit, but that's why I think right now he is great value as a central attacking midfielder who could potentially grow a lot in the next couple of seasons. Yuri Tielemans is another player that I'd like to bring to light. Currently running at 190, the 22-year-old Belgian seems like great value at the moment. Obviously he was Leicester's top record-breaking signing in the summer, signing for around 40 million euros. But he's actually still an unbelievable price given the talent that he's shown. If we go back midway through the season so far, so sort of up to the winter break as such, his value started to drop and he's struggled for form a bit recently. So he's actually just continued to go down. And as Leicester have struggled out, at one point this season they looked like they could compete against Liverpool. Obviously that's not the case anymore as they currently sit third in the Premier League. But there's a good chance that next season they'll make the Champions League, and obviously they've got a really young squad at Leicester, so it'll be exciting to watch if they do make it. As we take a look on Transfer Market, we can see his stats and his ratings. So he's obviously had 25 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, and he's starting around 90% of the games Leicester are playing in the Premier League. We can also see how his value's gone up. Obviously this summer that's just been, he was around 40 million, but he's actually gone up to sitting at 55 million on the Transfer Market. So he's very highly rated, and he's still just 22 years old. The reason that I just brought him into this group isn't purely on the basis of him playing for Leicester, who are obviously in a Champions League spot, but it's also because of the Euros coming up. As a Belgian, he obviously has a great squad around him, and they've also got a very easy group, so there's a chance that he's going to stand out as a star in the squad. And there's also a good chance that dividends are going to come their way because Belgium look like they could well dominate their group in the Euros. The final player that I'd like to talk about is Federico Valverde. The Real Madrid youngster is having a great season, just 21 years old, and obviously he's showing quite a bit of an influence in that Madrid squad this season. Madrid are currently top of La Liga. They're playing great Champions League football. Massive hype game coming up against Man City in the Champions League. So there's another great opportunity there for Valverde to get a little bit more recognition with English traders. Transfer Market obviously rate him very highly. He's currently at 50 million, but the thing to note here is that in their last update they've actually upped his value 30 million euros. So he's gone 150% increase from 20 million up to 50 million. So he is regarded very highly in European football. The index currently isn't showing his value that high. He starts around 50% of the games in La Liga, but he has started all of the last 3. His PB average is around 137 over the last 3 months, so you can see that he's actually performing relatively well. He's got 2 goals and 4 assists in the league, and so statistically he is a good influence. The final thing that I'd like to mention here is that Real Madrid have an ageing midfield, obviously with the likes of Modric and Kroos. Valverde comes into his own with a lot of versatility and a great option going forward, as well as in defence. So he is a great midfielder all round. He provides that youthful influence to Madrid's midfield. I think it's likely that Madrid will want to retain Valverde and keep him as a core member of their squad in order to continue to develop further down the line when Modric and Kroos both struggle to maintain 90 minutes. We'd love to hear your comments on these players and know which one you think is best value. Don't forget to leave your opinions in the comments, and feel free to like and subscribe to hear more on this channel and get involved with our community.